Hi. First off, don't blame yourself for anything. If I were to blame myself for things that happen in the news or anything like that, it would be every single thing that I look at. So I can't really do that. And even with me and things that I've done, to kind of get rid of a seared conscience or whatnot, it was all extra, is the way it reads. And I wasn't even supposed to do the stuff. So a lot of it, what was extra, like how Jonathan shakes the scepter in Mummy Returns and says, "Let's go home," and basically, was the motion, and then he's the one that gets that extra part of the A pyramid at the end of that film. Like that was kind of showing like it's all a mind game or a trick sort of thing. So I try to stay true to that in these times, but I do believe that Isaiah 51 was meant for me, to read when I was in a dark place. So it's kind of like the way they say in like Looper, like the time shift, like we don't want to talk about going back in time and doing things a different way, or because we'll just get confused. It's kind of like that for me. Like I'm going to have a talk with Jesus in heaven and be like, what was really going on here? But, to be a Keat Van, to have spiritual weapons, to stand up for the earth, Native spirit, or I should say Native American spirit, like um, the um, to I don't regret any of it is what I'm saying, but I do think that a lot of it was extra though, just because the way it reads, like some of it, like it looks like maybe it wasn't supposed to go down like that. Maybe I was actually supposed to like have a normal life and be maybe like a head of a church or something, which was my major at Concordia. And they say like a lot of money would go across the desk and all this, and you had to have a folder of all your like an organized folder of all your classes and everything, and like um, I don't know. Yeah, like they place you as they call it a DCE minister or DCE director when you're done. They place you at a church. So like I was right there to do that, but like I felt the call back home. Like I screwed up with my parents. I compared it to West Point or something. I was like, this is how I feel or something. Like I said some stupid stuff that was just, you know, um, a lot of it was in the smoke, like I got really heavy into smoking and lost a bunch of weight. Like I was just totally, uh, I don't know, like that was a spiritual weapon itself, and that led into the great white, ox goad, you know. So anyway, you can't blame yourself for this stuff, but it's all like a continuous thread. And like I say these big statements, but like if I looked at all the details, I'd be like, oh, this is why it happened, and uh it's okay. Like I don't regret any of it, and I feel like I was meant to be Isaiah 51. Like I think that was meant for me, to read, and like God wanted me to read it. And like so whether I'm saying this because whether I reach the deal or not, like it I'm just trying to reassure you, like um you don't have to do anything crazy, and you don't have to you know put anything on yourself that's a burden. Like we don't have to live by the law at all. Like that, a lot of that stuff is synagogue of Satan stuff. Like we just need to live by what Jesus wants us to do, and the will of God, which is in heaven. Like whatever that is for our life. Like um, so I got a creature here, um, right here that says worm on the right. Um, and then these two plants, and it's actually a humanoid creature, and it's got an equ-bull willy and balls. Okay, now what that is, an equi-bull is a I'm going to go over what it is, and it's basically every form of writing or imaginative thought that I have had, and since I was created. So we'll go over this here. So build and Samoa memory notes. We're going to go over that one first because that means because of the Samoa nature that I have, I don't remember some of the notes, and some of it is as acting notes, as being like one of those claw guys, but doing it automatically and just taking on those forms. And then build is kind of like workout notes and stuff like that, like build strength, and build as in construction, like my notes whenever I was in the electrical business, and just build in general. So that's one, and then sci-fi notes goes along with that. That's the second one because excuse me, uh, when I was um, when I was at KCPC and like watching the shows on sci-fi, and also just building up all my knowledge of everything that would lead to a Brahma situation if I laid down and did the weird homo stuff or whatever. So I collected many notes and Grok's videos and everything I could find on that it would lead to a superhero situation where I'd be like Sting in Dune, and I'd be like judging with a great sword or a gun attached to my hand, and basically going after all of the guys that didn't make it in the rapture, and I would be basically indestructible. That was my thought. That those were my worry notes, and I collected many of those, and I tried to build up my stamina and my um, build up my you know strength in the Lord, and just depending on faith that He would see me through no matter what, and that I could do this, and that I was going to have these notes to get me through, that it was all evidence. So then, um, so that one equals 21.005231. That's what that one equals. Now, 4701 plus 5333.2 equals action figure stories that I would make up in my head while playing since I was a kid. Pain sensor stories, like swimming a long distance and having a story in my head that was going on. Pain rising, art, and craft. Um, that's kind of like the sci-fi notes, but it's it's craft, like being crafty with it, like Odysseus, and having the art going on as well, being creative with that, not just painting and stuff, but like um, you know, just art, like you know, art, and even art of like Wolverine says, art, like my banging on the walls, all that stuff, like back and forth in a cell, or like back and forth in my room here, from that wall to right here, so okay. So that's pain rising, art and craft, like you're rising with the pain, like you're gonna overcome it, and that kind of goes along with the sci-fi notes. Now, art and cheat. I used to make artworks that I would show Granby and stuff when I was a kid, and cheat when I was in like second, third grade. I cheated off the girl next to me, and she said we make a great team. on her. It was like a Valentine's Day card. I've always remembered that, but she was basically the team, and I cheated or whatever. So, and that's 212-111. Now, relief arts, that's like having a relief from the arts, okay? That's how I treated the arts, not too focused, just as a relief. And then OCD push, that's from fourth grade onward, around September 11th onward, and that goes through high school and college. OCD push, like being in a gorilla mindset or any type of monkey mindset where you try to conquer the mind and push through exhaustion and write what you need to write and study what you need to study basically for school. So that one is 212-112. Now, car papers, fold papers, pit papers. It's basically my time at PS and my time in college and my time in the pit. So 7-1-1-1-2.002. High accords. That means like high moments where I would have an actual reality uh, epiphany. Okay. Entichords. That's like me being as relief as the on fire um, tree, and that's on fire in the G sense, Laodicea. Okay, being a G exile in America, which many people are, and they're like the Aussies, but they're in America. Like it means that like this girl Catherine who's from Australia. She said, she that I reminded her of one of the guys in Australia, kind of thing. Like that they didn't have to be the best; they just wanted to be on the team, sort of thing. Is kind of what she meant. But so Ent Accords. Is what that is, and that means a relief from that. So like I would stand outside my dorm and say, GROXT, watch this, like just say this stuff like Alex Jones, like, or take a sledgehammer to the tree or sledgehammer entire workouts, just different things that are entichords. Then Diomedes Achilles was my first channel, so that's 0.07007. Now Brock the Rock, Mountain Dew Lemon, Roars from Troy, 0700 81, and that's a 0.0781. I try Surf Moon Pie, Fleeting Thoughts, thoughts that you can't really quite catch. It's like the spirit. And quick papers, papers anywhere, papers at a concert, papers at um, you know, going in a drive to see your girlfriend, like, and listening to music that she likes or something, writing down something real quick, like hoping that you'll remember it. And maybe you're on something, like just all this, like, quick papers. Okay. Maybe at Kuna, KYA, like a student event, so that one is 000-77821. Now, glioblastoma multiform. Now, that kind of means weird thoughts, like something is going on. There's an intrusion on America with how you think things should be. The blaster, kind of like when I talked to the Lau brothers, I told them about the blaster that was in the Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo film of World War Hulk. And like just like funny things like that. Or I would text like this guy Chase that was in the Coast Guard. I would text him like raps and stuff when I was in Lexington going through kind of a hard time. Like I would come up with these raps and say like Obama doing this or something, like just all this stuff, and like text him these things. Like that's kind of the blast. Like you trust the person and you're telling them these like notes, okay, but like not in a weird way. It's just like funny stuff. And then OMA, like almost like a fantasy or something. OMA, like um, like my brother would say, like, what if the showers, the girls and guys showers at the health park were all together and stuff. Like it's almost like you picture something like that, and then it's like, man, like what, I don't, that would be crazy. Like, and it's almost like a fantasy. Then multiform is kind of like pectus carinatum for me, or something like that. But multi, so it's like you're a changeling, like you have multi-forms based off what you're seeing or hearing or what you idolize, which is crazy. But the Samoan can even do that stuff, and I've noticed that. So that's G quad 8, okay, and that's with the numbers too. Montreal, pitcher kind of like anaconda bow and stuff, and that's another reason not to blame yourself for these things, because there's a reason for these things. Like they have Ice Cube with Jennifer Lopez, like um, and John Voight, like that John Voight is in there, and that means all of Theater Church. Like they didn't just put him in there on accident. He looks like my grandpa on my dad's side. Like they put him in there because it's like he it represents Mary and Jezebel. Like this is big stuff that we're messing with. That's why, like, I can't even like think about losing faith in like what I've done and stuff, because I'm like, we're really like pushing like this Bible, like the pointillism or not, like we're getting things done. And like, yes, I'm good, and like I believe in Jesus, and like I don't have to see the bear on Grok's channel. Like I know I have faith in that I've done enough, and that Jesus like loves me, and it really, for me, it was a whole push of that Isaiah 50. Like it was like I felt just downtrodden, and like everyone was out to get me in the smoke, and like I never understood anything, and that I was stupid, and that I did everything wrong. Like I didn't help my mom, and I didn't help my girl. Like I didn't stand up for anybody. Like I felt like a weakling, just like a total wimp, like imbecile. And like I felt like that I was exposed, like I was naked and everything, and that I just had to keep my mindset like Batman, like just find the intel, like find the way through, and that's what that Isaiah 51 really means to me. Is like it doesn't really mean like being in jail to me. It means more like my spirit, like my soul, like they attacked my soul, and like that was God telling me, like, never again will that happen. Like I will never let them attack your soul again. And like and you will get out of the pit, and you're gonna be okay. Like that's what he was saying to me. So now all these are the equ-bull, okay? So thank you. And no one put me in the pit. I chose to go to the pit, and God got me out, and like and that I'm on medicine now and everything, and whether that was a factor or not, like I know that like I'm good now. Like I don't have to, do anything at all. Like I know Jesus has me, and it's basically a waiting game. Like, and you know what? Even this Issachar stuff that started on December 12th, and feeling like Isaiah 50 a little bit, like feeling like they're out to get me, like they still can't get me. Like I still have a barrier up, even if it's just a tiny barrier, and some of it got broken down, like through this being in this plus, like Rowdy Rich says, if it's the 15 days or whatever, like um that DC map, like they still can't get me, man. Like they still can't get me down. Like it'll never be like it was. You know why? Because I already went through it. That just think of it like that. Like I already did it. Nothing will ever be that bad again. I know that it won't. Like there's no way. Like this is like kid stuff compared to that. Like this game and everything. Like yeah, like it's it's no joke. But like it's not like it was though. It's not like being in the force and all that. I mean that that's it's just not like that. Like, but I do feel it. I feel like I'm a Keat Van in the thousand. Like I feel like there's multitudes. But that's the I gotta remember that's the time we're in. And even Kendrick Lamar says in one of his songs, like, it's the level. He's like, it's the level. And I used to listen to Level when I was dancing in the rec center at, in Lexington. And like I'd listen to LVL, Clams Casino, and imagine being on an island and taking big ropes with razors at the top on buoys and cutting through all the ships, that were coming against us. Me and all the guys who had trained that were like fat and stuff, like obese, and we had trained and became superheroes and like got real fit, and it was people with mental illness too. Like that's how the vision kind of changed over time. And like we took those ropes on those buoys and like would run across the bottom of the ocean, like run across the bottom of the ocean, like just try to run across the bottom of the ocean, and like and slice through all those ships, and like no one could stop us. And it was just me and probably like 100 guys on this island. And like I'd even have visions of like they would bring girls sometimes, and I'd be like, yeah, just like once a month they'd bring the girls in or something, like you know what I'm saying? Like I would debate that in my mind, like should it be every 3 months or 1 month they bring the girls in, and they're like Egyptian looking girls or something, like you know what I'm saying, like oh man. So anyway, have fun, have a good night, and thank you.